gentlemen, for those lovely comments and lovely insight. I'm going to have to jump on board with the Sensei train. The one factor being is they need to come out hot, and they need to come out firing on all cylinders on the CT side. They can't afford to give Bpro any kind of room to work with. I feel like when they smothered them on Cobblestone, when they're all on top of them, the quick plays, the holding, the tight angles, the default was nice. It just fell apart in the end. As Poison, well, it can't help that. Mustang just got tapped through the smoke.
That's a bit of a tough one, really, isn't it? When he gets tapped away like that, as another tap is going to be delivered. Poison, so crisp, so masterful. There's going to be at least a bomb plant playing for the smoke as well. It seems to be all about just sitting away in the shadows, isn't it, this time? Because Poison is eventually going to be able to punish Flash, though, denying that bomb plants are any sort of impact. But Tech9s are running right now. They're straight on the defuse. That's a mistake. Sen given a double kill as he just taps away yet again to bring it down to all just one man. Poison and over that lethal load straight on the bomb. Let's go. And the Tech9 is going to wreck him. The double Tech9 play. Incredible work from Sensei there, really making the most out of the Tech9s, really highlighting as well just how strong they are in comparison to the Glocks. Not only that, but putting both of those players in the right position to better clutch that out at the end of the round is pivotal, because you don't want to lose that Tech9 early on, right? That's almost devastating to the pistol strategy.
Yeah, that was a sweet play from Sensei. I believe they had 3 players A ramp. They smoked mid-sight. 2 players come from underpass, 1 pushes jungle, 1 holds connector. So that was a sweet play from Sensei. They get into the site, although they lose 1 member early. Actually, there might have been 1 player palace instead of 2 A ramp, but hey, you know. Same concept as the smoke lands mid-sight. They get the bomb planted, and the post plants are strong. The Tech9s now they're going to try to go a little quick towards the A site. They have the SMGs on AK. Bonito, well, with the help of Barcode, who's now in the game. And Boko will have to step down. Barcode is here to play. As Flash spots the last player, should clean him up with a Glock necessarily. A little sloppy, but hey, it's a Glock. What do you expect? And Sensei will pick up the clean 2-0, and I said they need to smother them early. Whenever Sensei went for a quick play on their T side on Cobblestone, it really worked out. And even when they over-rotated on Cobblestone, or even just did early rotations, it worked really well. Whenever Sensei have the numbers, even if it's even, or even just 2 men there to support each other, they seem to be doing really well. And the quick play is really where they thrive right now.
Doing it yet again as well. Rinse repeat with this UMP. Positioning it over towards trap. It's going to be one with PT50 that does tap away with a friendly greeting with a few bullets here and there, but unfortunately nothing will come of it. Just a frag for the T side. As they push on through, check their corners, but a MAC-10 is enough to destroy you anyway. Does allow him to at least get the singular pick, but let's be honest with ourselves here. The value of 1 frag, pretty much nothing when it comes down to these eco rounds. Unfortunately, you want that second. That second really is where you start to actually have a impact. But nothing you can justify. Instead, it's a 3-0 start for the Sensei lineup. Looking pretty good for them. Rifles, though, on the board for Bpro, and this is where we really can expect now a contested round yet again. It's the full buy for Bpro. The utility is a little bit rough, but they do have the smokes and the molotov, I think, to hold off at least a early aggressive push from Sensei, but it depends how confident they are with their aim. I think that's what we look towards right now. It's just the confidence on their mid-push.
The gush and the spray. That's twice Mustang died through smoke. That's, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not that he's out of position. It's just he's the unlucky soul that gets caught. Bonito, AFK, please report. As Sensei, I'm going to try to fight out towards the mid. The bomb is down. Flash is going to fall back to at least cover his teammate. Anything could be going on. So, you know, just going to support your teammate. He probably said, you know, not going to lie. I've done this in Pugs. Flakes. You got to go. You got to go to the bathroom when you got to go.
No, like, man's got to make his coffee.
Just saying. You got to do something.
Like, he's made his coffee, he's back, he's had a little bit of a sip, he's like, alright guys, don't worry, it's a 4v5, it was worth it, I've had my caffeine, life is now a little bit on the high side, right? And the big spot about that is that he had to come back there, right? There wouldn't have been no round reset or any finicky business, that's just how it works because damage was done. So we had to come back, he's actually returned a really useful point. Like, jokes aside, it's really useful that he's got back, I really want to highlight that. But, yeah, he's back
it's
in
another
action.
player.
Yeah.
Oh man, Bpro have 2 players here, and they're both back to bench. The first one, well, it's going to be a trade. Bpro will be content with that. His rotation's now going to come through from ship. Poison back to sight, oversteps by Pillar. He'll fall, going to allow Bonito to get the bomb planted for Catwalk. They have a player get right. And really in a 3v3, Bonito's going to burn a little bit. He actually has to push forward to wood. But this is such a strong position because, I mean, you can get your gun barrel semi-spotted from window, but now we can just focus all his attention onto door. He has a player Catwalk to worry about window. Bpro, they're going to go.
He comes out. 1 for 1. Oh, another double down as well coming in from Barcode as he will be able to take down block out Leffy. Now it's a bit of a tough one. Down to, is this 1 versus 1? Tough to pull through. The peek from short is being very, very patiently done. Dito lying just dead amongst the floor. Peek's still not coming out. Super. Run away from this one. Leffy, it's over and done with.
He tapped the bomb at least 4 times trying to bait him out. In quick succession, too. It wasn't like, I'm going to tap it, act like I'm sticking it. But no, he tapped that bomb at least 4 or 5 times, swapped out weapons, right shoulder
never
peek
gonna
from
work.
flash. I mean, it's not, you hear someone tapping E on the bomb, you're like, well, I'm just going to play the long game. Well played
Especially
from
if you
Flash,
can tap
though.
it 4 times. Let's just like,
Yeah, I think he tapped it 4
times.
times. You heard the defuse? Oh, nothing? Oh, okay. It was barely anything. So now, I mean, Bpro at least have an AK going into this. They're going to buy around it. But it's not like a full buy. It's going to be quad. It's going to be half to about 2,000. So, I mean, these pistols still have a chance to deal damage. They get 1 frag. Next thing you know, there's 2 rifles at a round. An extremely doable round for Bpro. Sensei going to take what's given to them. Mid-control. The MAC-10 will go first on Mustang. And Super with the AK, though. He has to go ham by A ramp. And speaking of going ham, Ships gets 2 with a CZ. They line up for Super. And it's all on Barcode, the man who's back in the game now for Sensei. Wasn't here for the first game. He's going to be the difference maker here in a 1v4. What a tap on his Ships. He'll go down. That's 2 for Barcode, 1v3. Not going to be ready for this push, though, from Psycho. So unexpected. And there you go. The CZs along with the AKs. I mean, geez, they just mop them up.
Very quick frag as well. Literally gave Sensei no time to react at all, just on the speed that the kills came in. And it does mean that Bpro have found their foothold. They're trying to clinch their way up through this mountain, and in fairness to them, it's not a very big one. It's just a bit of a short climb for them. A short stint of 3 rounds would equalize it for all intents and purposes. So it's not that bad just yet. This is a good time for them to buy back into the pot as they go in with plenty of rifles, plenty of utility. Everybody looking to try and make sure they get themselves some mid-control, a lot of ramp control, really putting the pressure on towards ramp right now with both Blocker and Leffy taking the fight. I don't know though, is Sensei. They've got 2 players up in towards Palace. They're taking the fight there as well. So it could be a very interesting matchup to see who actually get those picks. Bear in mind as well, you've got Mustang from the Sensei side also peeking towards Connector. So all in all, it's a very interesting setup from Sensei that is going to meet up quite nicely against what Bpro are doing.
Oh, picked up from Flash. So he throws his utility into the B site and immediately rotates to A. So it's 1-man fake to B. They've kept 2 players there, which is critical. The 3rd player now just getting into CT. Zen has made enough noise, and he feels comfortable trying to fall back. He'll go to 1 HP for his troubles. So Super. Was he in A ramp the whole time? Where did he come from? What a ninja. I'm going to have to... Yeah, no, he was... Yeah, he was in A ramp the whole time, just sitting and waiting. So he gets the flank and then spins around to find that player to at least keep it to a 3v3. Zen on 1 HP. Mustang heavily tagged now. Ships and Poison. As these rotations from Bpro, they're on point. They have a player on your balcony. And Poison towards CT, and Sensei, they don't look like they want to change their minds. They're going to be pretty committed to A.
Yeah, they're really holding nice and tight to it. Tap comes in, swift as anything. Just there, really. Goes to the side, so the peak comes out as well, and plenty of trades. But it bats towards one direction. And 1 is quite the crucial number, I think, in that round, as Zen literally struts his stuff on, you guessed it, 1 HP.
What I found really funny about the end of that round is not only Zen on 1 HP finds the last player, but for some reason he goes towards the molly and he just wants to pick up the bomb. For some reason, like, I don't know why he did it, but
he's so like ingrained in the moment. He's just like, all right, got to pick, plant the bomb. Like, and I think that's a really cool thing to see. It's not always a mistake. It's much more of an enjoyable thing. Right? You're like, he's really feel like connected 1-to-1. The aim. I don't like it. Interesting to see if he does that again. We'll see how kind of invested he is in the game. 5-1, of course, it's a pretty big round as well. It really sways the momentum back in favor of Sensei. Not really back in, but more just keeping it. I think after that reset, looking very, very rough to him right now. Once the spray does get delivered, Psycho is able to find the pick on towards Mustang, but walks away on 2 HP. How low can he go?
I can't touch my toes, so I can't go too low. But how mad would you be if you're Mustang? Twice he's got killed through the smoke. Now he gets caught up in a cubby corner. His teammate smoked off. He can't help him out. Gonna see a little Bogdan's Law as Psycho will get the CZ on 2 HP. Ships will take the M4. Not with an op, but hey, we'll run with it. As it's a 4v5 now. Sensei, find an opening pick toward the site. They have 1 player connector to lurk and cut rotations. As 3 members eyes forward as they go into the site. Flash will go first. He's heavily tagged. So there's 1 player that's poison catwalk. aka get right, as one player's rotating off. So they get caught rotating. That market player is not going to be close to window. As Zen able to get out, this round might just fall apart for Bpro. They had the numbers, but instead, a quick early rotation gets punished as Chips tries to come back in with his teammates, and that will be his downfall. The Molly forced him in, and now this gets
Fight to be taken, a headshot to be found. Now it is just as easy and a rifle to continue to charge on forward, not giving up, refusing to bow down. Well, they are whipped away, being taught a very swift lesson. You do not mess with the Sensei guys when they are on that B site. There is no chance that you can get that one back, so instead you've got to run away and try and keep that rifle. He's chased on down. Barcode gonna deliver himself a rifle, checks it in. The beep on the till. But can he get away with it is still the question for the answer. And right now the answer is already, well, there and found. I was expecting it to be a little bit of a more slower fight, but no. Perdido catching me off guard, just very quickly charges the rifle forward and wins the battle of gun skill alone. Now pause is going to be called, and I think now would be a good time for tactical. I'm not going to quite hedge my bets just yet, judging by the fact that a lot of these teams don't seem to be willing to call tactical pauses, but just to confirm, I have just been told by the administration team it is tactical. Bpro, they're taking a timeout. This is really, really good for them, and just exactly what we wanted to see. It stops Sensei from getting too far forward. 1 to 6 is completely savable. There's a 5-round difference.
Yeah, it's possible to turn around, but Bpro, I mean, realistically, what are they going to invest here? 2-round loss? Yeah, they're going to be saving for the next round, so they're not going to buy too much. It is 6-1, so Sensei going to get a good buy on the board. Bpro, I'd like to see something more than just the default typical pistols. It doesn't trigger me, but it triggers me when defaults get played with like couple PT50s and pistols.
You just can't do anything with them.
But yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah.
You go for maybe 30%, maybe even 25% odds for winning this round. Like, I don't even know what the exact odds would be, but you can kind of get the gist here. It's very, very low chance already, but when you play a default, you basically give yourself no one to work with. You just kind of peek out crazy angles, looking at you, and I think you're never going to find anything with that connector. And it's just kind of like, well, what did you gain from that? What did you think you were going to get from that? Like, I don't get why a lot of teams play these eco rounds in very almost just off-the-cuff ways, thinking, it's a round we're going to lose, whatever. You still have a crack at it. You can still pull some surprising cracks and make an impact out of it. So don't necessarily go to wide next time. Might be a shout.
Hey, Macarena.
Not to knock on them too hard, but it's something to think about, digest as we sit 7-1. But the buy, very, very important because it follows, of course, off that pause. What do they change here? I think from a CT side, I actually want to see them try and contest a bit of Palace. I think contesting ramp right now, every time they've done it, they've not really got much from it. Sure, they've been able to spray a kill here and there, but I mean, I don't think Mustang is going to find himself spray through a smoke too much, if at all anymore. I think it's a very kind of rare frag to find as is, so a bit risky. Well, the push comes out, very ballsy, and I don't even know why I thought about mentioning Mustang, as he does get wrecked. Not quite through a smoke, but through a flash instead.
Yeah, poor Mustang. I mean, they had that player full blind on sight. Mustang gets unblinded at the exact same time, but the player's sight spots him first. And Sensei, they just run out a ramp. That's not a care in the world. Flash is able to get one before he gets traded, and Flash will get pre-fired. The call comes through where he is. Leaves it all on Zen. 1v3. All these 3 players are heavily tagged, so I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to do this. Bpro, though, they're about to spot bomb, too. So now it's extremely difficult for Zen. They have bomb control. They're going to post up on it. And they're going to have a headshot angle here towards the T spawn if they decide to take the peek. I mean, they're just going to trade, right? Poison's going to take the initial contact. Second player's going to wide swing. Is Zen ready for it? That's the question. He comes around the corner. Crouch peeking. He wins the first duel. Super. Yeah, Zen's not ready. He's knifed out. So Sensei will drop that round. Although they've built up a healthy ecosystem around him. And they're going to slowly start to pick away at their investments made. Bpro are going to have to buy up around this. And neither team has really elected to go for the out pressure yet. I mean, Bpro have had chances to go for it. So have Sensei. But both teams kind of not going for it here on the Mirage. I'm not saying they're neglecting it, as if it's in their game plan, they'll buy it. But it looks like both teams are comfortable with their rifles right now.
Look, they are very much on the balls. A flash is going to pop in mid. They're going to take that fight. A little bit in a delayed fashion, as the smoke does somewhat kind of cover them off. Perdido, meanwhile, yet again, this T-side going for that Palace control. It seems to be pretty much ingrained into the club, which I'm curious about, really. Like, taking a lot of damage through the Molotov and decides to stick it out right to the very end, becoming a wick of flame. The end of a candle.
Yeah, I watched Psycho's POV there. He runs through the molly, sprays towards top mid, takes damage
What
from
was
the player
that?
top mid and runs back through the molly. So I mean, he was
Did you-
stuck in a rock in a hard place, but yeah,
I
he made
hate to cut you off here, but did you just see what Leffy just did? Just
No,
to
what I
add
meant.
insult to this round. He's sitting on the shadow, right? On the A site. Drives up the ladder. While on the ladder, gets a moving headshot and then just dips away like nothing happened.
Sick.
Completely normal.
I mean-
a normal frag to find.
Happens every day, dude.
Yeah, man. This is... They are loving it right now. Sensei are feeling it. Sitting in a 2v4, though, not all that pretty. Even if they are kind of hyped up. Poison. Gonna have to try and make this one work here as he sits and holds towards mid window. Just making sure that they can't really boost into this. Of course, 2v4, numbers well and truly on the CT side. So they just gotta relax, wait for the push to come in, then invest in a little bit of utility down. Go for the spray as well. Looks like it's gonna be a double kill for Blocker as he does clean sweep the Sensei side. Keeping it competitive for Bpro as they do at least inch up just another round to make this one a doable half. 3 to 7. Pretty much they're thinking about 5 at this point. That's gonna be the number that swings through their minds. Sensei, of course, they want to go for as much as they physically can at this point. They're just trying to lap up all the frags, all the rounds they can. It's Bpro's job to control this. They have to manage what Sensei can get.
Also, a little mild note thing I noticed and I want to point out, and I love Barcode for it. He actually does the silent jump, which I feel is underutilized, mainly because it works sometimes, and other times it doesn't. So instead of taking 50-50, because it's another key you have to press to make it silent, maybe go for the noisy jump, as Mustang's gonna hit a crazy deke on a Psycho. But what you do is I think you know this, you click control, then jump and let go of controller in the air. And when you land it, there'll be no noise. Now, it does work like 80% of the time, but a lot of people just don't go for it due to the inconsistency, even if it is just 20%. CS is a game of taking chances, but also when it comes to mechanics, I feel like it to be 100%, as they are just taking these peaks against the Eagles.
Yeah, that's not what you do, folks. I'm, again, finding myself sitting on the edge of my seat, looking at these Deagles and going, just why? Bpro, you didn't need to do this. Now, Ship's potential to be caught back to the here's that what's going on. Starts to spray, lets trip the AK-47, finds himself both of those frags. The bomb is dropped, but Zen and Co. are on the site in itself. Now, if they position themselves correctly, they get a frag on towards Leffy and also try and return the favor on towards Ships. But it has to be played absolutely perfectly. Ships seems to know what's going on. They don't throw a flash or any of the utility doors. They don't have it. And that means that he can just tap them away to get himself easy frags. Bpro, welcome to your 4th round. It's 7-4 at the moment, so you're doing a pretty damn good job. Really bringing back this to a much thinner scoreline in itself. You've got more to achieve. And right now, your only opposition is the Sensei side, who are really starting to weaken down on the economic front. They do still have a 4-buy in this round, of course, but they are going to start to get rougher and rougher as these rounds unfold. Especially considering just how devastating they've been. Sensei have been dying pretty much wholeheartedly every round. They've not been saving anything.
I mean, at least the op comes out into play, so that makes me content. We are going to see op pressure, and it's funny enough, the exact same round for both teams. So Poison picks it up the same round Flash does, not coordinated. It's just how it works out. Meanwhile, Sensei, they're throwing full utility towards a ramp, and look at this from Bpro. They get aggressive. So Walker and Super both push aggressive towards a ramp. Bonito in a spot in the Sket 1 trade fall back as the op from Flash. The 2 players who are running towards B get the entry. Rotations from Bpro. Bonito's going to be late. Look for him to just sprint up catwalk. And Psycho, yep, will deny the plant. Easily done. Flash was unable to help him out based on his position. So now it's a man advantage for Bpro. There's still a minute for Sensei to work with, but Flash needs some help, and he needs it soon, if not a pick.
Patience to be brought to the table by Bpro. Flags for now. Peak to be taken by Flash. That attack, so close. Finishes it off with the block, of course. Block it now, gets himself up into a short, takes the fight back in return to find the trade. Dropping the bomb, which is going to be crucial in this round now. Forcing Flash to have to start to take engagements over just looking for a plant, as he waits so patiently for that pick and market. But it's not happening, my friend. They're not pacing you. Instead, you've got to look towards short right now. You've got to start to think about making this cross happen. Timing is going to be key. Fortunately, with his back turned, Blocker slides that sword right in between his ribs. Twists it a little, makes it really kind of sting. It's going to be a hard loss for them to stomach, right down to the bitter end. 7-5, Bpro making it further and further back into this game.
I want you to note that round, number 12, for those of you listening. Bpro the aggression towards A ramp works out beautifully. It's just one of those timing things. It's kind of an instinct play that Bpro just went for. The two aggressive players there not only shut down the smokes that got thrown from Sensei and the fake they're going for, but they also kill 2 players, and they don't spot the bomb, so they immediately know what's going on. And as soon as that happens, the contact gets made towards B, so it's easy rotation for Bpro. And not only that, the patience not to peek in certain situations really works out for them towards site, not to over peek. They know they have bomb. Zen, though, finds 2 entries and immediately hauls ass all the way towards CT. He's just going to sit here as Bpro. They're a man down. Granted against 2 rifles and 2 Tech 9s, but a quick play from Sensei. Get a bomb planted and give themselves a chance in this round.
Very, very doable. They are all coming in from jungle connector, which, considering the flank right now that can easily be brought to the table by Badito, I'm already kind of starting to write off the Bpro side. The push comes in, that flank needs to kind of speed up a little bit as the Tech 9 starts to let rip, just peppering away at a position. Ship's going to find himself one, but finally the flank does its job. Badito gets himself a second as well, because why not at this point with Mustang? Of course, doing a hell of a lot of damage with just smart Molotov placement in that round, which really is something to note, something the game pointed out, and something that is very dutiful as well, just to keep an eye on in future rounds. Much like you point out around Seaside, I kind of don't want to point out a specific one. I just want to point out Sensei and specifically Mustang and his utility usage. I think out of every player right now that I'm seeing, he's being pretty on point with just making sure that what he throws really has a benefit to his team and has maximum impact.
A lot of people, not team specific, but a lot of players with pugs, they'll play for themselves, right? But in a team game like this, and especially with what's on the line, I mean, you definitely want to use your utility to better your team, not only yourself. If you can use the utility to better yourself and your team, even better. But every player is going to be trying to help the other team, like their other players, out as much as they can. And yeah, that's a good thing to point out, as Mustang's been doing a great job with his utility, always playing for others than just himself.
So really valuable trait, especially within Counter-Strike, but in life itself. Now for now, the clock is going to wind on down, keeping us on our toes, Seaside, as we just have to walk down bit by bit, tinsing away. Ships engaged in a bit of a 1v1 up against Badito right now. Unfortunately, it does mean that Badito will fall, but led to his grave, perhaps not alone, as he's got teammates soon to follow. Flash and Barcode don't have the bomb yet. They are going to have to run back for it and move out towards this A site, which, considering the positions being held by Ships and the likelihood of the rotate coming from Poison just holding the cross with the AWP, means that this round could be a very, very swift write-off yet again for the Sensei side. It all comes down to, can they punish Poison? He's 11 HP. If they pre-fire that angle or just get a swift shot off, they should be able to take him down, let alone if he just decides to go towards B. I don't know what's prompted them to send that player. It's a gamble that wasn't worth taking, as now CT is going to be the only angle to be employed. Poison as well, going to come over and just double face it. Very, very risky stuff. There's any sort of spray through the edge of the boxes, he could die too.
Oh, the nades on the turret. He's getting damage. Barco deals with a quick rotation. Ships heavily tagged to 46 now. Psycho CZ gets caught coming through the smoke. I think he blinked, as Barcode literally punches him with a smoke. Is it all on Ships in a 1v2? Sensei might just make the 2v3 happen, and yep, it will. And they don't even lose a member during the 2v3. Actually, that was a 2v4, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, the interesting thing was literally the Poison just falling to, I don't know how to explain it, but you know the boxes, of course, in the back of that ace that I'm playing from CT? He got taken down basically through the edge of the top of the wood there. It was the wallbang that I expected to see, pretty much, just getting peppered away because he's so low. And it makes me ask the question of, if you go jungle the first time, go jungle the second time too. There's a lot you can do from jungle with an orb. Even if you're low HP, you can just hop into bench and try and go for that aggro peak. But CT doubling up like that, it felt a little bit disjointed. But, more to be said, something else that's disjointed is one man in the middle. Got support in underboss, sure, but he's well and truly dipped further up on towards the B side of B Hill's area, so really you have no support at all.
Sensei, free mid control for them, as Mustang is going to stay towards chair. One player underneath, he's going to get tagged, he's going to fall. Mustang, easy kill for him, as look at that, Barcode finds the head of Poison. This is round 15, so Bpro buy what they can. That's pistols, a UMP, and Mustang playing just lights out right now. He gets a 4K to end it, mid control given. Sensei, 10-5.
It's a pretty good half all in all for both these teams. I think Sensei, they definitely needed the higher side, the highest stack, so to speak, on their T side, considering they have been struggling here and there to hit their shots at certain times. It's been very, very wish-washy in some of the rounds we've seen. It was a nice little chain as well from that CT side in terms of hitting 4. Of course, Bpro really did up the ante going in from those rounds, but it's whether now they can step up on their on the T side, sorry, as well. You know, their CT side was good, and getting from 9th to 12th was always going to be the solid rounds that we can throw back to. This pistol, it's going to be a true test. Sensei so far just tapping away. Zen, a double kill. Budito, a third for the team, somehow landing these headshots. Zen again onto his left. Will someone stop these guys right now, as it's literally just back-to-back headshots. Sensei, waltz all over Bpro.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting as how well that was played. Just Zen is nuts. That is nuts. I think that's all I got. I think, yeah, Sensei just gonna go right into the SMGs. So, I mean, Sensei are ready to farm it up, while Bpro will have upgraded pistols and armor. And Bpro win combo, so we may have 2 BO3s that go the distance, with the underdog starting to lead again. I mean, Sensei, Cobble just got out of the reach. But here, Mirage, they're looking like a new team. They're really finding the groove. They're hitting the shots. And just as the words leave my mouth, Psycho will get the opener.
Peaks to be taken here and there. Barcode gonna move up with aggression towards mid. Well, slowly but surely Bpro will step in towards B-Apps. Flash. And live up to the name. Drops a flash in towards Apps in itself, just to make sure that Bpro don't walk up without any sort of idea that they're being contested. Presence is so important. Lethy on the flip side, though, he's got nothing telling him that he can't just walk out ramp right now, and still zero response as he does just that. Falls back with that information, and that's incredibly smart. Barcode, though, moving towards the top of mid could hold a lot of value in its own right, but I feel like he's going to be thinking to get up behind B right. That's going to be a problem, because it allows his T side to get out on towards A. A perfect fake for Bpro, giving them a way back in to this 17th round.
Yeah, crazy good. Sensei are just a little eager to take a little jaunt to find some frags with their SMGs. My cat closed my door again, dude, I swear. I feel like it's harassing me. I don't know if I can... Can you make a complaint for harassment to a cat? Who knows? As Bpro, though, 2 huge kills with the pistols towards CT, and I mean, the rotations were just a little prompt for Sensei. They're a little too soon for me, as Barcode's in a 1v3. And it's a doable situation, but he has a kit, has to smoke and defuses. Poison picks up his own UMP. That molly might keep him at bay. Poison's running through it. 3 seconds, he doesn't know he's on the bomb. Okay. He did a ring around the rosy. He made it close on purpose.
Too close for comfort, I think it has to be said right now. It does go a little bit further, this match being stretched onwards. Bpro, a crucial round for them to take. Let's not forget, that was smart CS from them.
Sorry, I'm just closing my door. My cat is...
She's
cute.
You. It's all
she's
good.
Cute, but she's my co-caster on my stream. But I told her E-Frag won't hire her, but she doesn't believe me.
Sorry, man. When do we get a TriCast going? I want the cat. I want cameras on.
I want the cat.
Make it happen. Let's see this cat in all its glory. What kind of breed are we talking here? Oh, I really want to see one of those Bengal cats more. Like, have you seen the little Bengal kittens? They're so cute. It's adorable.
Damn you, making me want to get a kitten.
Just a kitten. Just a kitten. Well,
I mean, I'll share a little insight from my life here. At one point, we had 9 cats.
Oh, okay. That's
all I have to say.
All right, look, that sounds like a topic we just kind of move on from, because 90 cats is a whole lot. Addicted to Counter-Strike, addicted to cats. Sounds like you need to see a musical, my friend, as it is going to be ships to push out with a UMP, starting to really make this round seem like something worthwhile for the Bpro side as they start off strong with that first frag, but to lead to a second as well. Problem is, they're going to have a scout right in front of them, an abrupt end to ship's life, but unfortunately for them, Psycho is still alive and swinging. Finds himself a double, makes it a triple, looking now to convert it for a 4th as well. The only man to deny it would be Barcode, but he's going to peek short, and that means that Psycho, he gets it, of course he does. Quadra kill for him. Pretty swift round for Bpro, and a strong one at that as they take it 11-7. They start to really take control of the momentum in this game. Flow, well, there is no evidence. It is all but Bpro. The Sensei are going to have to just sit tight for a second and kind of reevaluate some of the rounds they've played out, think for a minute, and build up that economy.
Yeah, I'd like to see a pause, actually, from Sensei. Although you have the round lead, you never want to be like, well, we still have round lead, we have no reason for a pause. Things just aren't going our way. Let's just keep pressing forward and things will change naturally. It's always good to take a pause, especially if you still have it, right? I mean, you might as well take full advantage of it. I mean, now they're just going to get farmed up on as a Mac 10 ships. Super fun to last, but yeah, I mean, even if you have the round lead, it's still nice to take a moment to reflect, take a deep breath. Because now look at Bpro. I mean, when was the last time a member died for them? I mean, they kept 4 alive in round 18, 5 alive on round 19. You can see how much money they have. And that Mac 10 might even stay in play for ships to just hold W in, go in first with the Galila blocker. Sensei, get the op out on Zen with the glass cannon, so one bullet's going to send his aim all over the place. As Bpro slowly and surely start to make this doable for them, as both teams' T-sides have been pretty deadly from both maps so far.
Yeah, it really has been an important kind of night. I think in AJ Masters alone, I'd love to see a stat line. Maybe this is a kind of inside the CS kind of segment we can do, or inside the game, sorry. Just kind of the T-side win rate percentage of the AJ Masters in a whole. It seems like a lot of these teams really just have impeccable strength when they're playing on that T-side. And in comparison to the CT side, things seem a little bit weaker. Rise with Mustang. They're deciding, you know what I need to do? You know what I can add to this round? Well, let's pour a bit of salt into things as I just rip away with this M4 right through the smoke and really just infuriate my opposition as I tag them away with no real way to respond. A frag grenade from Leffy as well is going to dunk away on towards Flash to make things even harsher. Leffy does find the frag to finish off Mustang, meaning Blocker can play around the angle to take down Perdito. No at all, it chalks up the Bpro, taking just another round. 9-11 is the scoreline now, and they really are pushing forward. A very meritable performance coming out from the Bpro side.
Jeez. I mean, no one's staying alive from Sensei there. That's going to send them down to 1 eco round. They have hit the 4-round loss bonus, so they will be able to get a buy in the next round, possibly including an op. Actually, how much did he invest in this round? 2,200, 2,400. Okay, so I mean, it may get dropped, but I imagine it's going to be just rifles across the board, as that op didn't net them anything, especially it being glass cannon. It didn't work out whatsoever. You need the opening pick if you're investing that, especially with the glass cannon investment. As Bpro about to hit double digits, I mean, AK the op out, Sensei, they have armor and pistols. I've never counted them out before, especially on Cobblestone. They've been able to transition these rounds. And I like this from Sensei. Not working a default. 2 players aggressive towards Palace and our balcony, while 1 player's pushed A ramp. Barcode worries about B. Even though he gets shot from a teammate, he's all good.
TikTok is the clock. Yeah, rolling on by. Sensei, no longer in the driving seat, well and truly lifting off the gas in this matchup, at risk of allowing Bpro to equalize things. It's going to be 1 by the difference. This round, some Kevlar and some CZs at least to get a bit of a chance to respond, as Zen is going to get a frag. Most importantly, the first blood on towards ships. Still well and good, but what is going to be the response from this T-side? That's what I want to know. Right now, looking very shaky. Individual peeks against these pistols. You're asking to be tagged on down. Flash with the CZ finds just another Mustang as well, combining on towards Psycho. This is looking bad. Real bad. Sensei go from keeping 0 players alive to a 5 versus 2, picking up rifles and keeping it pitch perfect, barely taking a point of damage with just pistols.
I'm sorry, my hands were in the not like this position. As Bpro, like, their default didn't net them anything there, right? I mean, the whole point of a default is you spread across the map, you keep constant pressure everywhere, you make sure no one's making any sneaky plays from the other team, you shut down map control, and then you slowly gain it yourself and brawl out. Their default didn't get them anything. I mean, the Plows player just peeks by himself, gets 5-7. The ramp players take individual peeks, the player mid gets picked. And I mean, they wasted time down to where by the time they fell off A ramp, there was like 25 seconds remaining, 30. And then they get chased down. Just AK is out now for Bpro. Sensei on 12, they're about to get 13. They have the op back out on Barcode this time, but it's a full-blown A execution from Bpro through the smokes, mollies, and everything. Keep an eye on Benito in a strong position underneath balcony, as Zen gets figured out towards CT.
See what ships can do here. Can peek out and find the 1, but also just the value of him being able to punish that player on Shadow as well could be huge, but he has to be able to acknowledge the fact that it's his responsibility to deal with that right now. Sure, you could argue it's the players over on towards Tetris to be able to take that phase, but if they do, there's a high chance it's just another trade, which I don't think Bpro want trading right now. I think they actually need some decisive frags. As they do at least get a 1-for-1 there, but unfortunately it is going to lead to a bit of an icky scenario. Finally, they come out on top, and Mustang facing together with his team. pause instantaneously going to be called off the back of that. So it doesn't even still 2v1. Leffy is going to win it, though, with a double kill to round it out. 12 to 10.
Again, another good pause from Sensei. I said they should have taken it a little earlier, but now works. I mean, they've won 2 rounds this half. And if I'm just going to take a look at how many players, I mean, they won a flawless pistol, only to immediately get eco'd, right? Although it is a tech pause, you can still talk things out, I believe, during tech pauses. So, I mean, they're just waiting for this player to get back in. Sensei will get a buy on the board, including a back out on Barcode. Now, we've seen... So, it actually gets dropped from Mustang, so they're going to be okay. It's not going to be a glass cannon op. There's nothing to really worry about in that regard. So, the op comes out, and I'm just looking at the rounds that Bpro won, as they kept 4 members alive, 5 members alive, 2 members alive. But round 21, most notably, as Sensei kept all 5 alive. I believe that was the pistol force buy, right? When they rushed at him and were able to get all these AKs in their hands. And they were looking pretty good going into the previous round, round 22. But Bpro, that execution was way too strong. It just kind of cut them down at the knees. And now puts Sensei kind of back to the wall, right? That's a reset, 1400. Now you're going to full invest. You lose this, you're looking to save twice. That puts Bpro back up at 12 to 12, and we have a game on our hands. So, I mean... The 7th inning stretch has passed, as I'll quote baseball, and we're kind of into the meat of the game where everything kind of matters. Every little play, every micro play, every micromanagement coming in from the shot caller. I mean, everything has to be played to a T. As Boko's going to come back in, I think someone else from Sensei dropped, and Boko's going to be the man to step in.
Welcome back, Boko. He was pretty strong when he was around, so I'm not kind of all that disappointed, to be honest. Let's see if he can keep it going right now. I think perhaps bringing in a different player could actually kind of revitalize them, keep them going, as at 12-10, they are at risk of losing this. And bear in mind what happens if they lose this. Like, that has to be mentioned. Boko, starting off strong, gets himself the pick, but gets traded on the blocker. Mustang, again, going to turn the tide back in favor of the CTs. Bpro, losing a lot of ground here as well, bear in mind. That bomb is dropped towards the top mid. Ships is holding towards short, waiting so patiently for that pick on towards Barcode. But then what do Bpro do? I feel like they're kind of lost right now amongst the map. They don't really have an idea of where they're going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, now they're tied it up at 3 members apiece. There's 1 player Get Right. Mustang's holding Catwalk. They do have an anchor, Benito, back in towards CT spawn, so he's going to be spotting this Palace player momentarily. But this round really rests on Zen's shoulders, right? He falls. This lurker on aim has some more presence, has more room to work with, and only has to worry about the flankers, and he can get up Catwalk and really deal some damage. So this round, heavily on the back of Zen. As look at this play, though, from Psycho. Smokes CT and gets out default. It actually forces the player in window to push back in the jungle as the take is coming out towards B. Bomb gets spotted. Zen, good on him to get the opener. It leaves it all on ships. 1v3, 25 seconds. Looks like he's going to face. He has some time to find 1-1-1s. Finds one with Bodito. Mustang just going to play time as Zen spots him from Get Right. Now this is so hard for ships to win.
Molotov is going to go down, trying to force him out of position. Takes the fight in towards Market, doesn't win the battle though, and that makes things even harsher as Zen, still sitting close around his pillar, starts to just kick him around the corner, pushing him down right from where he began to rise from. Sensei up to 13. 10 on the board for Bpro. It's not impossible for them to still take a win here, but now things get a little bit more heated. They start to really get on the cusp of pushing that match-winning perspective. 5 rifles, very limited utility though. Let's just really highlight that for a second. They do not have enough for an execute. They have enough for a smoke CT and a smoke mid if they choose. In reality, they have to go all in A here. They have no choice. They smoke CT and they smoke off jungle. I think that's the best play you can make, especially when you get that early pick. This is your chance. Push on back this. Gain momentum. Trade on bound. It's the one round that with this low utility, you have a genuine shot to win. And thank the Jesuses they win this one, as they seem to get themselves on the site. Blocker with the headshot makes it better and better. Barcode and Zen, the last 2 standing. They should be trailing out.
As soon as Zen makes noise, you should get double peek from ships, as well as blocker. Barcode, waiting for the smoke to dissipate while in connector. Smoke a couple flashes himself, same with Zen, with a nade instead of a second flash. Barcode gets a clean kill on blocker, stayed around triple, bit too long. Psycho, though, playing the long game for ramp. Smokes out on bomb, teammate dies towards sight. Psycho, what a flick, but it's not going to happen. Zen gets it, and without a kit, He has plenty of time to pick up this defuse. Sensei will go to 14. Bpro, I mean, they're going to be sent packing. That's a reset, $1,400. As Sensei get to 14, and you have barely enough to get, what, maybe an AK with some UMPs on the board? We'll see if they're going to play for OT.
You say I'm looking at myself right now. I'm a broken man after that. I was fully emotionally invested into that round. I was living and breathing the Bpro push. And they screwed it all up. Just messed it all up. They had really one good shot and a round on paper that you should actually win when you're pushing out onto the site like that. Instead, now they bank on a lot of Tech 9 plays. They're going to try and do the same thing again. They have much better utility. This should be a 4-smoke, fully fledged execute. CT, jungle, you name it, it should be covered off. Triple stack as well, wouldn't be surprised. They go for an extra smoke on the tip of stairs, which is always going to be good. Pretty much denies anything to be done here, and it's the perfect execute by starting off from that smoke there. That should be further forward, and that allows Bpro to get the blockers. So a mistake there to be made. These Tech 9s have got to push. I feel like the tempo is all off of Bpro right now, as they just walked into these rifles. They've made it so easy for Sensei to take this.
He's just going to watch some of his Tech 9s. So Sensei get to 15. Bpro. Money from the bomb. That's going to be 3-round loss. They'll get a full buy. I mean, by full, I mean 3 AKs, probably 2 SMGs, or just Tech 9's full utility again. So we'll see 2 AKs get bought up. There's a Tech 9 utility. Blocker will probably do the exact same. So 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s is probable. He's actually going to go for the glow in the smoke. Fair play. 15-10, so they need to win 5 in a row. It needs to start here. And Ships will go ahead and take the deagle. So there is 1 pistol in play. He upgrades. And Sensei, I mean, they don't need the rifle. 3 hits really crisp for Sensei. Getting ready to push this into a good old game number 3.
Lot to do here for Bpro. I'd be lying if I said I haven't really started to detract in my faith for them on Mirage. It's been a very rough map for both of these 2 teams, but Sensei have played it, at least in a more consistent fashion. For now, Bpro just going to spend a lot of time doing nothing. Fairest way to describe it. They've got no mid control, barely any B-apps control, only just kind of inching away at what could be an underpass push that they haven't checked for from the Sensei side. Meanwhile, a lurker over on towards the A side of Palace. Now, a few things. Ships with the Deagle, a chance for him to get a pick here is going to be a bit of a tough one, but there's always a chance. If they can play off that, that'd be good. But the walk up on towards B right now is just too risky for my liking. The bomb is so far back as well that even if you get the picks, you can't play off of it. And if anything, you just give 2 picks away. Sensei now, given all the information, they don't have to rotate at all. It's just simple CS for them. Pedito going to find another one towards Ships. This is looking over. This Poison is going to at least secure a frag for the Bpro side. But I wouldn't be too shocked if that's all they get in this round.
Yeah, Blocker that Galil, no utility. Gets dinked instantly, but Dito will end it. Sensei, the underdogs, will summon and center their inner chi as they will pick up this one over Bpro. And we're going to be going to game number 3 between Bpro and Sensei.